Good morning, good morning, good morning, James Love. And if you don't want to go to the gym today, you've been pushing yourself hard enough anyway. Like, don't make it a habit, obviously, because then you'll fall out of your routine. But you've been pushing yourself. Hey, Wolf Wolf. Hey, Mr. MRH. Mr. MRH, I just want to say you're one of the best men I think I've. You and Mr. MRE and a couple of y'all, Mr. Rat Trap, Mr. Matty, y'all are some of the best men that I've met, and I'm so glad to have met a lot of the men from the Mob Tube, because y'all are just some good men with good morals. You know what I'm saying? I just had to say that to y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Um, that is true. That is true. You know you're the type that you have to do your structure and stuff. Where I'm the go with the flow type situation person. That's not your jizz. You know what I'm saying? We're two different people on that fact. Which is awesome when you have a partner where you're different in some ways. You know what I'm saying? But you're like you're similar in others, like, and where one rises and the other one falters, the other one picks up, and so on and so forth, right? And I love that about our relationship, babe, and the fact that we don't fight like that. We work shit out. We know how to communicate. You know what I mean? I just want you to know I appreciate you. I always want people to know they're extremely appreciated for the things that they do, right? I'm telling you, Wolf, it works for everything, almost everything except washing dishes. I know I'm not the only one that hates washing dishes. Washing dishes, and it ain't washing and drying the clothes, it's folding the clothes. Tell me, hey, Miss Betty Beautiful, I did catch Twin Mamas live last night. I really have not paid attention to everything that's been going on the YouTube streets. Hey, Miss Josie Beautiful. Um, I haven't really paid attention to every single thing that's been going down because I've been so busy. I don't know if you know, Miss Betty, or if you were in the clouds to know that my son's dealing with some health conditions right now. So I've not been on the streets like normal, like I normally am, to hear everything that's going down. And I don't like when y'all fight. I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I thank y'all for not trying to tell me you got to choose a side. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like doing that when I like every person involved. Now, if in case I did hear, I will say this, that someone took it offline and bothered someone's children, then I would have a major problem. I don't like that shit. I don't like when people take it offline and bother kids. Kids are off limits, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I know, Miss Betty, you ain't been with everything going on and everything, you've been taking your mental health break, is the way I say it. Taking time for yourself, which you should. You should. And real life always comes first. I know you work and all this other stuff. Real life always comes first. So, I ain't been seeing every single thing that goes on in the last few weeks. Some of it I'm just learning about, especially if it happens over the weekend, because y'all know Saturday is my husband's day, so I miss a lot, and Sunday is Geek and God Day. Y'all know I gotta do my Geek and God Day. And sometimes if I don't have D&D on a Sunday, you might catch me around a little bit, but then I'll spend the rest of that time with my family or just taking a mental health break myself. And this goes along with Wellness Wednesday, right? Um, we all need to take care of our mental health. This internet shit is not worth our mental health being affected, our physical health, because a lot of people don't realize your mental health and your physical health go hand in hand. If you're in an anxiety state all the time, if you're in a fight or flight stance all the time, if stuff starts really affecting you and stressing you out, it can affect your physical health. So I think we all need our mental health breaks. And whenever y'all get ready to do the third degree, let me know. And if y'all need some like canvas or something like that, I gotta get one of my friends wants me to make her an outro video for her channel, so I gotta get on that. And I ain't forgot about you, Creole Butterfly Baby. I ain't forgot. I just been super busy, and I'm sorry about that. Normally I get back to you within 5 minutes, and I already have it done. Oh, you gonna go get your groove back. You gonna go get are you gonna be like Stella? You gonna get your groove back, Miss Josie? I I am working on your video. I will say I can't wait till MobTube Chronicles 3 comes out with all the stuff that done happened over the last few months. I can't wait till you get started on MobTube Chronicles 3. And like I said, the only constructive criticism that I could give to you. Oh, and Miss Josie, I got a great idea for you. I don't know if you want to take this idea, but it's your choice. Okay. Is to put in, the back thing with all the pages and what each page does, a glossary. I got an idea. I got an idea. What if after you do Tube Chronicles 1, 2, and 3, you do a composite book, right? Where you take 1, 2, and 3 and put it into a series thing. You know how like they do with the book series, and you can buy in like a set. I don't know if Amazon allows that or allows you to do that, but that would be super cool if you could put it into like a set and people could buy it all at one time. I'm just saying. And like maybe in the set they get like a special book that they can't get no other way. You get what I'm saying? And what murder? Okay, hey Mr. Nick. I had to say that. And like they get a little card, and you can make this and laminate it, and you can make multiples of it, and the card is like a personalized message from you, Miss Josie, like thank you, because I know you're the type that's very thankful for when people support your book and support you and whatnot, and just like it has your picture on it, and it has like a little kissy, like a little fake lips kissy, and like a thank you, and each one of the book sets comes with that. See, I'll be thinking ahead, Miss Josie. I think you could turn this into a full series, because for people who are not in the mob genre, but they want to visit MobTube, right? Your books to me are an amazing set, because I can scroll through, and let's say there's a beef going on and I don't know about it, right? And let's say I need to look up who the B is. Well, I can turn to page 78 on MobTube Chronicles 2, and right here it gives me, a lot of the stuff that's went down, and I can see, what happened, right? I will say, Miss Josie, you did the best job, because even if you had a problem with a person, you did tell it good, bad, and indifferent, which means that even though some of these people have done something harsh to you, you still gave a synopsis. Like in MobTube Chronicles 1, right? If there was like a situation, you still gave them the benefit of the doubt, right? Like, well, when they did this content, when they did this, you know what I'm saying? It was like unbiased, if that makes sense, even if it was from your point of view. Like you still gave the good points with the bad points, if that makes sense. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait, Miss Josie. I think your books are really amazing, because they do. It's not just you talking shit. You're actually giving a history breakdown, in my opinion. It's not. I have seen people make books about different genres of YouTube, and it's just them talking shit the whole time. No, you actually give a good breakdown on who the players are, who each individual person is, so that when people hear people talk about Piggy, right? I didn't know who Piggy was, right? I don't know that person. But if I go to the page that has the name on it, right? Then that page tells me who he is. And that's what it was, Miss Josie. It was fair. That's what I'm saying. You did the best job of anybody I've seen write a book. No matter how much of a person you don't like, you were fair to each individual person. And that's saying something. Not everybody can do that. Hey, Miss Joy. Also, I heard you calling in. And I was like, I love Miss Joy. Miss Joy brings me joy. I mean, I'm just telling you, Miss Joy brings me joy. She is hilarious. She is funny. Hey, Miss Heidi. But I do believe that you were extremely fair. And this is from an outside perspective, Miss Josie. I believe that you were very fair in your synopsis of people. because even if you had something against them, you still gave the good, the bad, and indifferent, right? So you told their good points, even if you don't like them, which is saying something because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking, actually, Watcher came up with this idea, and I was gonna run it by y'all. Of course, I'll still keep doing some true crime Thursday, but one of she was talking about I should totally do therapy Thursday and have a therapy couch. I think we might need that. I do. I would love to do a peace summit for a lot of people that are fighting right now, but I know. Here's the thing. I know that it has nothing to do with me, and that would be me inserting myself. Secondly, sometimes people don't want to work it out, and if they're not ready and they don't want to, I'm not going to push it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I would love to be the person who could be the peacekeeper and help people work it out, or even if they wasn't going to work it out, at least come to an understanding to where they could walk away peacefully, if that makes sense. Come to an understanding, get it all out on the table, say what you mean what you say, get all your feelings out, what's happened, all these things. But I think it would cause more problems than help. And I really want to help, but sometimes that's not the way. It's not the way. Do y'all remember when that came out? When that little thing, the way came out with the little cartoon characters? I remember when my friends pushed that the way. Mr. Nick, I have been missing your midday lives. I'm just saying, where you been? I like going over there. Sometimes we just walking by the water talking. We just bull messing. Yeah, it was I was asleep, Miss Betty. So I had to catch it in the AM. I always have to catch Twin Mamas in the AM because I go to bed somewhere around 8, 9, 10:30 at the latest. So there's sometimes if I have insomnia, I'm up, but most of the time I try not to do that because it messes up my sleep schedule real bad and I get really cranky the next day. And I don't like being cranky. Um, where my body's gotten used to getting up at 7 o'clock every morning. If I don't go to bed and if I don't start winding down at a certain time, so that's why you won't even see me in chat sometimes. Because I'll put on my stories that I listen to every night. I listen to Lighthouse Horror and this other guy, Mr. Grimm, and all them, and their stories kind of relax my brain and shut it up. If I allow my brain to keep going past a certain time, I won't be able to sleep at night. Yeah, we senior citizens, we go to bed with the chickens. We wake up with the roosters. I get grumpy if I Miss Betty, I don't know how you do it and how Twin Mama does it. I don't. And I don't know how Twin Mama still takes care of two younglings that young. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she has the energy to do it. I have a 17-year-old, right? And I could not imagine having to deal with younglings again. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. She has so much energy to be able to do that because once I hit 30, I don't know about y'all, but if I stay up past a certain time now, I feel like warmed over death the next day. I was like that a long time ago, Miss Betty, when I was in my 20s, right? I would stay up for 3 days at a time. I could stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and like nothing happened. Like I did that when I was going to college. I got into a routine of doing that, of only having 4 or 5 hours sleep, right? Because obviously I was a mom first. So until my son went to bed, I was mom all day, doing everything in the house, doing all those things. But when he went to bed, that was the time for me to do my schoolwork. That was the time for me to do it. So I got into a habit where sometimes I would stay up to 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, studying and doing my work. Oh, I heard about that, Miss Josie. The Harambe dude. I heard about him getting diddled in the joint. I heard about that. Hey, my Sislo. I love you on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's my Sislo's favorite saying. If y'all ain't know, Sislo is a good lady. She's got a good heart. Um, I know a lot of y'all ain't met her. Um, I met her through a beautiful lady called the Hood Table. And Sislo has a heart of gold. I'm gonna drop Sislo's channel, even though Sislo ain't went live in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. Um, you know, she is one of the sweetest human beings I think I've ever met in my entire life. Now she'll tell you like it is. She don't play no games. She don't play no games, but she is a sweetheart. And sometimes she got to get my booty like she my auntie, and she got to get on to Charlie because Charlie be acting up. You know what I'm saying? She got to get the switch out like Twin Mama. I tell Twin Mama all the time, get the switch for me. I need it. I need it. Somebody spank me. I'm being bad. Yeah, see, Sislo says, love you on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's her. That's her sizing. But yeah, when I've got to, I know that the Harambe dude has done a lot of bad things. And, you know, I know that you could probably write an entire book on what's went down with that person, Miss Josie. I know you could. I have been looking at the Diddy trial. So far, they brought up Cassie as a witness. Miss Heidi, they're obviously not showing any of the Diddy trial because it's a federal trial and they don't allow cameras in there. Uh, and they had another male prostitute that they brought to the stand so far. Um, yeah, that's what Mr. Nick. The crazy part is, I've heard everybody say the same thing about this person. I've heard almost everybody say the same thing about Tony Pizza. I've heard almost everybody say the same thing about the piggy guy. The piggy guy's always begging and cussing at his audience if he don't get money. And it's all about money and money and money for him. And then I heard about the Tony Pizza guy hitting his dog, and I'm like, what the hell? Why people abusing animals? This is bullshit. And he invented this. He invented stuffed crust pizza, and you know, they stole his idea, and you know, he's always there's an hourly. Yeah, Cassie, yeah, Daniel Phineas and Jane Doe. They're doing the updates hourly on the trial, but I wish they would show us the trial, Miss Heidi. I wish we could see it. Hey, twin mama. I still don't know how you do it with all them babies. I'm gonna tell you that I couldn't do it. Mm-mm. You know, for a while there, I did think about, because you know I can't have any more children myself, right? I can carry to a certain extent, and then it would cause me to not be here anymore. So obviously, there's a reason why. But I always thought about adopting. Then I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'm in my 30s. I'm not far from 40. Do I want to start all over again? I know I could give a child good love, but then there's that thing. What if they take the kid? You know, what if the parent starts doing better? And, you know, I'm trying to adopt and they take the kid back, and that would break me into a million pieces because once I get attached, I'm attached, right? And then I would worry for the rest of my life and wonder if that child's okay for the rest of my life. Now, if I had to step up for some reason or another, I know I could. You know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say this with Diddy. You know, some people think that he might get away with it, and other people are thinking he's not going to get away with it. I think they're trying to make an example of him, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, Miss Heidi. People know about these situations and have been knowing about them, and knowing they've been doing these things. It's like the R. Kelly thing and all this other. Like 20 years, people been knowing this stuff going down. I'm exaggerating when I say 20 years, but for a very, very long time, right? And they wait until like they need to get something from the person and then let it keep going down for all that time, right? And to the very last minute. Mr. Nick, you wasn't a mistake. You know what you was? You wasn't a mistake. Let me tell you what you was. You want to know what you was? A surprise. He was like, "Oh shit. Surprise, bitches." That's what you was. You was a surprise, baby. That's what I call that. Love you. Have a good time at the gyms. Um, you was a surprise, baby. My uncle was a surprise, baby. My mama waited 21 years before she had another child after my dad. My dad like to took her out this universe. My daddy come out the size of a damn toddler. Yes, he's a big old man. You can call him big head all you want to, but I bet you that fist is just as big and you don't want to mess with it. Trust me. I've seen him knock somebody out with one punch. Don't play with that old man. That's why that one dude want to talk shit about him because he's scared of him. He knows he can't whoop his butt, so he talks crap about him behind his back. You don't want to mess with that old man, trust me. Yeah, my uncle, he was a surprise baby. He was like, ooh, see what happened. My granny had him at the change of life. She was going through the change of life, and I don't know if you noticed, but ladies out in the audience, if you're going through the change or fixing to go through the change, you are 20 times more fertile during the change than you are normally. Be very careful. That's all I'm saying. And Miss Josie, why you gonna go get your groove back, girl? Don't come back with no surprises, child. He'd be like, see what had happened was in retrospect, he was so good looking. I don't consider any child a mistake. No child is a mistake. Every child is meant to be here for a reason. So she would just want to mess around a little bit, see what had happened was you was like, whoop, there it is. Here I am. Whoop, there it is. Hey, D Him Show. Blessings, blessings. Beautiful soul. That's what you said, Mr. Nick. You was like, whoop, there I am. You was just ready. You was ready to come into the world. You was like, ha 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 ha. See what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna surprise the shit out of you. Good morning, Miss Candace. I also really love your new picture. You look so adorable. How's the babies? You know, everybody was looking for you when you took your little time off and was worried about you. You know you can't disappear on us. You know you can't do that. We start looking and we start going, where Miss Candace at? She I But I was telling everybody you was busy. You was busy. You know how it goes with school and all that other stuff and the children and the children. Sometimes we get busy. You know, real life comes first. But we get worried about you if you but kind of take off. I'm gonna say this right now. Um, I really, 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 Bruiser, what you doing? You look like you about ready to get into something. I saw the guilty look. Come on up here. My dog looked guilty as hell. Looked like he was about to do something. Now he's getting under the blanket and he's gonna hide and go to sleep. See, that's good being productive citizen of society. Some people don't know how to do that. Some people don't know how to go outside and touch grass and have some fun and just live life. Live life. Life's too short. I'm gonna say this right now. Life is too short. People don't understand how fast and how in a blink of an eye life can be gone from you. Have fun while you're here, babies. Have fun, smile, go do fun things. Life is super short. I'm gonna tell you that when I was told at 20 years old that I wasn't gonna be here no more, that was 17 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Almost 18. Um, it made me look at life differently. It made me look at life so differently. No, I ain't dropped my link, but I will. I will. Hold on, let me copy that thing and post it. And let me paste it. I pasted it so good, y'all. But life has a way of let me pin that message so I won't forget to do that if somebody decides to come up or whatnot. Um, Life's so short. People don't know it. It could be gone of a blink of an eye. You can blink. You know what I'm saying? And something happens. So have fun while you're here. You know? Live your life. Enjoy the people around you. Love the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Give them all the hugs and loves and the people that are there for you in your lowest moment. Don't never forget those people. Never forget those people. Never forget they love for you. Always give them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? While they hear. Don't forget to give it to them while they hear. And also on this Wellness Wednesday, y'all know we talk about mental health over here, right? You can be there for somebody during their mental health crisis. And the best thing that you can do for somebody when they're in their mental health crisis is just to be there. No judgment, no nothing, just be there. Hug them up when they need it. You know what I'm saying? But also, if you are there for others who are having mental health crises, don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't forget to take care of you, right? Also, I got Mr. G2K's book, and I'm gonna with Miss Josie's and Mr. G2K's. I'm going to do book reviews for them and put the where you can buy the books in the description box. I have Break the Silence, which is by Mr. G2K, and I have his book, and I'm going to do a book review on it. I'm going to do a book review on both of Miss Josie's books, and when the third one comes out, y'all know I'm going to get it too. And I'm gonna give my constructive criticism along with some things that I think could be improved upon, so on and so forth, um, and all that stuff. Let me make sure this is my Sislo. Yes, it is. Hey, Sislo,
Hey, Sugarfoot.
how you doing this morning?
Girl, still in the bed. I was up. My old butt got back in his bed on this heating pad.
Oh no,
Cause
you didn't.
girl, listen, when you over here talking about babies and having babies, boy, that made me hurt. I had to get back in the bed. I was like, oh, she pulling up those demons.
Yeah, I ain't
Back
trying to
in
do all that. I ain't trying to do all that.
girl, wait. Now I ain't saying like it's an issue, and I love my babies. Love, no, I love my babies. God knows I do.
Don't pull
And
out there. Don't pull out the color purple
yes,
on them.
ain't no more coming to this channel. I'm just saying, this building is closed.
Oh yeah,
It's
mine's
shut
out of
down.
order. And it literally, I take a shot every month that basically puts me through where I have no eggs dropping, no periods, no nothing. So I'm good. I'm like, nope. This area is out of order. You know, I I wanted when I was 20. After I had my son, I begged them to do a where they they take your tubes and they cut and tie and burn them and stuff, so you can't get pregnant again.
Tuber ligation.
Yeah, I wanted a
Tubal
tubal
ligation.
litigation,
Tu-
and they wouldn't let me.
Tubal ligation.
Yeah, ligation. They wouldn't let
Mm,
me because this is what they told me. And I told them I would sign any paperwork I had to sign. I promise you I ain't suing you. I can't have any more kids because of my liver, right? And I said, I'll sign any paperwork you want me to sign. They said the only way they would have done it for me was if I had more than one kid at 20. You have to have at least 2 to 3
mhm,
kids or be over the age of 25, in which I was not.
mhm.
And I was like, you
Yeah,
mean to
they
tell me?
figure a lot of people make those lifelong decisions, and later on they want to switch back, and some of those reversals are not successful. So, and then they used to say if you were married, you couldn't do without the consent of your husband and all this and that. But I was 30. I was 30 when I had my last baby. Yeah, yeah. I was 30 when I had my last baby. So I did have my tubes tied at that time. But my decision was made out of the circumstances that I was going through. So I was in a difficult marriage. We were struggling financially. Um, I was married to a narcissist, and he made it. Girl, I'm tearing up. Uh-uh, that will not happen. Um, it was just. I'm gonna say it was hard.
Yeah.
So I made the decision at that time that I was having difficult pregnancies at that point anyway. I had uterine prolapse, which is when your uterus is tilted, and I was told I couldn't have any more children, and then I ended up pregnant with my daughter. Now all of my kids are 5 years apart, and I took no birth control or anything between that. So it was like a shock when I got pregnant with her, but I knew that I didn't want to keep having children in the situation that I was going through, and I knew it wasn't healthy. It wasn't fair to the ones that I had, and it wasn't fair to bring any more into that situation. So,
It also was
um,
dangerous for you at that point.
I'm sorry.
It was also dangerous for you at that point. Like
Yeah, I
after having
mean,
the uterus tilt and everything, that could have been very dangerous for you. You could have had what they call placenta detachment, and a bunch of other things, and they needed,
a lot of
yeah, yeah, they needed their mama more than you needed another kid.
right. And then not only that, it was like, I was having difficulties holding her because it was like, she was born at 32. 36. Well, I was 36 weeks pregnant with her when I had her because I kept going in premature labor. I kept, having contractions, and it was like full on contractions. It was coming every so many minutes, and then I would take this medication to stop it. And oh, it was just crazy. So they did an amniocentesis when I was 36 weeks with her. And girl, that was hurting. Like they go through your neighbor with that long needle.
Let me tell you,
So,
I had an amniocentesis that was not normal because they had to drain fluid off of me because I created too much amniotic fluid, and the needle
mhm,
they stuck in me. Try ball your fist up from the edge of your fist to your elbow. That needle was that long, if not longer, that they stuck in me.
mhm,
It was not a normal one, and they had to do a sonogram while doing it to make sure the needle didn't
yep,
poke through baby.
the baby, yep, yep. That's how they did it. But they did that to test the amniotic fluid to make sure that lungs were developed. But my baby still came with some difficulties, and I almost lost her when she was 12 weeks because she got sick. And their dad was like one of those that didn't believe in regular trips to the doctor, regular dentist, regular this and that. And he made it hard on me to just be able to get well care visits for my babies. It was just crazy. So I just didn't want to bring any more children into that. So I did it. But later on, after I tied my tubes, I went through this season of seeing people with baby carriages and stuff like that, and regretting my decision. And it played with me psychologically for a minute.
I,
Um,
I kind of get what
but
you
I
mean
would, yeah.
because when they told me what happened to me the first time is a 50-50 shot to happen again, right? And the possibility of me passing away is very high because once the pregnancy gets to 7-8 months and you get that weight bearing down, it could cause my liver to go kaput, right? Just completely go out. And
Hmm.
as a woman, especially you're a 20-year-old, I was 20 years old, only had one kid. It's almost like you feel like less of a woman because that's the one thing you can do, right? That's all you, that's all woman, that makes you a woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that choice is taken from you, even if you wanted another, you can't. And it makes you, and I know a lot of women who go through infertility feel this, and it makes them feel like less of a woman, knowing that we are all woman regardless. But it does mess with your mental health, you know what I'm saying, as a woman because having babies is our specialty. You know what I'm saying? And you take away
Hmm.
that right or that ability from a woman, it does mess with our mental health. It really truly does. Even if, let's say, you're in a situation like me where it could affect your health drastically. Like I'm finally with a partner that I could have an amazing experience with if I did have their child, right? I could actually have that
Hmm.
experience of having mother and father there. I can actually have that experience of having a partner that helps you get up at 1 o'clock in the morning, where I didn't have that my first time around, right? But I had every person that I dated after I broke up with the father of my child. I would tell them, if you want children, I can't give them to you. I told them up front in the very beginning before we even got to know each other fully. Like when we were talking about, the yeses, the hard yeses, hard no's of what we both would expect, what our boundaries are. I straight up told people, I said, if you want to have natural children, because there were some dudes who tried to date me who did not have natural children at the time. I said, I'm not the
Hmm.
person for you. I don't want us to get together and then 20 years down the road, you resent me or hate me because I took that choice from you. I want you to have this
Hmm.
choice in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Hey, DC Kool Aid and Lisa Productions.
Hi.
Those are things that I think people should have conversations about, especially if you're young and something like that is on
Hmm.
the table. That should be the first thing you talk about because I have seen that happen where a man got with a woman he knew she was infertile and or couldn't have children for some reason or another, and 20 years down the line he resents her because he never had children.
Right. Hmm.
So you got to make sure that they know that you can't have any kids, and the only way I could is two ways: either adoption or surrogacy. Because my eggs are fertile, I'm fertile, but my body can't carry a baby. There's a difference. And yet one of my friends can carry, or she was told she could carry, but her eggs are not doing it. I told her, I said, shoot, put us on the table. I'll give you my whole uterus. You can just have it. You can have it all. I'll give it all to you. You can just have it all. And I've offered to give her eggs. I can't carry. I've told her that. I was like, I'll give you the egg. You know what I'm saying? If you need the egg, I'll give it to you. But I can't carry. At one point before I got pregnant with my son, I was going to be her, surrogate because she's had infertility issues, which she's now since adopted a child that she's taken care of since he was basically born anyway. But I always told her she had my liver on tap if I ever needed a liver, and I got her eggs on tap.
That's funny.
She'll give
I
me a
guess
piece of
your
liver. I'll give her the uterus, and while they in there, they can switch that stuff out. That's what I told her.
couldn't it would it be nice if something like that could be done for real?
I know, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? But I don't think in the history of anything that that's ever happened. They've absolutely transplanted an entire uterus, ovaries, and system like that. Now, obviously, we've heard about heart transplant, kidney, liver, things like that, lungs, all that other
Hmm.
stuff. But we've never heard of them ever doing a uterus, and ovary and all that transplantation. But I told her if they had let us, I'd give it to her.
Girl. Mm-mm.
Cause tech now, Sislo, I know that you into prayer too. My son just went for his yearly, and his enzymes are a little bit up on his liver. We're going to the specialist the 20th of this month. We have to wait. That was the earliest appointment they had. Do you know how that goes with specialists? Um,
Hmm.
so if you could just say a little prayer for him and have your prayer circle say a little prayer that it's just the gallbladder causing the enzymes to go up and something simple like that, I very much appreciate it.
Not a problem, babe. Not a problem. Well,
That,
definitely, I got a little prayer box right outside.
I believe in the power of prayer. Hey, Jug, Florida promoter.
I sure will.
You know
And
I
you
believe in
can,
that
you
power.
know,
Because the
God's
good
got you,
Lord got
baby.
us when nobody else do. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I was 20 years old, and they called in my entire family and told everybody I wasn't gonna make it. I'm telling you, the only reason I'm here right now and sitting in this bed and being able to talk to you is because of prayer circles. Because God
Amen.
heard them
'Cause
prayers.
yeah, if it had not been for the grace of God, there go I.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this: God's always kept me here for a reason. I don't know what that reason fully is yet. Obviously, it's not come to fruition. I know that I try to help people, but um, you know, His plan ain't told out all the way yet because I'm still, working it out. But if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. And if you want to see a miracle, hi, my son is also
Girl,
a
I,
miracle. He was born at I went into labor at 27 weeks, and they gave me magnesium sulfate to stop the labor, and gave him shots to help his lungs develop because at 27 weeks their lungs are not developed. And
hmm
went in one Wednesday. The very next Wednesday, I had him. Let me tell you how early I had him. You know the dreaded sugar test. I didn't get to take it.
you get to take it. Oh, girl, I hated that thing. And it was so crazy because I was always the last draw. The last draw, the last blood draw, I would throw it all back up.
I was
That
getting ready
stuff,
to take it.
oh,
They were
God. Ugh.
preparing me and telling me you got to do this. You got to drink. You can't eat none or drink none. You got to drink this liquid and sit here for so many hours while they do all this. And I was getting ready, and I had to call my doctor. The week I was in the hospital, the day I had him was the day I was supposed to take the dreaded sugar test, and I had to call him and say, "Well, I ain't gonna be able to come in this one." They said, "Go why?" I said, "Because I'm in the hospital with
Ugh.
preterm labor." And yeah, so I'm sorry, I had to reschedule that appointment. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to come back to y'all. I don't know if they're gonna let me out.
Mm-mm-mm.
His birthday's in January, and he was born in April. I mean, his due date was in April, and he was born in January. That tells you how
Wow.
early he was. Yeah.
January what?
January the 16th.
Jan- and that's the day my grandbaby was due. He came on the 6th.
But he was supposed to be born April 13th. And they never changed my due date. I knew and that was actually his half siblings' birthday.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, my ex was only potent one time of the year. All three of his natural born kids that are actually his children, all born in April. April 1st,
Wow.
April 3rd. Well, Alex would have been born in April, but his sister and him would have shared the same birthday, and his brother was an April Fool's baby. Every one of them born in April.
Wow. Why I'm two in October and their dad's October. 4th, 6th, and 10th.
So I used to always make this joke and tell people don't sleep with him in July because that's when you'll get pregnant. That's
What?
the only time he's potent.
Or the only time you feel like doing anything.
Well, he was a hoe, but he he's lucky he ain't got more kids running around. To tell you the truth, he only has three that I know of. There's a possible fourth one, maybe a fifth. I'm not sure. There was never a DNA. It could be he slept with some married women, so it could be the husband's or it could be his. I don't know.
Ooh,
He was a hoe. Yeah.
ooh.
But I mean, then I will say, I don't know how he's doing now, but he was doing pretty good with his wife that he got with. She was pretty cool. I liked her because most of his. Here was the problem I had. Most of his girlfriends would get like super jealous of me. I'm like, I don't want him. What part of we exes for a reason do you not understand? But she was actually pretty cool. I'd never had a problem with her. Me and her talked on occasion. In fact, we even talked on the phone, and she's like, "I really like you. You're actually really cool." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Too bad he didn't see that.
Here's the thing. I don't think me and him should have ever gotten together in the first place, but I would never take back my child. I don't. I think that both of us together was a toxic situation.
Oh, girl.
We would be
Ooh,
better apart as friends than versus being together in a relationship type situation. So after we broke up, I did try to do the thing where you become friends with your ex
mm,
and you co-parent. I tried that,
mm.
but every girlfriend he had didn't want that to go down and would get super jealous.
Well, me and my only God that only God can do it. Do. Only
Only
God can
God
do
can do it. I keep you try to do those things for the betterment of your child, and sometimes they just don't work out.
it. Yeah, now see, my baby's grown now. My youngest, well, my son is 15, going on 16, but my youngest baby girl is almost 30. She 29 this year. This year she'll be 29. But my oldest will be 38. So it's too late, for me to. I don't even need a relationship with their dad at this point
Well, I'm gonna say
because they
this:
are grown.
my son will be 18 soon, and the other day it was the first time he went back in the doctor's office by himself, and I about cried. I was like, he handling it himself, and I don't know how to deal because he's my only and my miracle, right? So I've been there through everything. So he's like handling it himself
After
now.
so yeah,
Like
after so old, they won't let you in the room no more. They're like,
I
nope, be grown, do this so.
well, I asked him, I said, "Do you want me to go back with you or do you want to do it yourself?" And he's like, "I want to do it myself." I'm like, "Okay." And I let
Yeah,
him do
they
it
be
himself.
asking them some awkward questions you don't want to ask in front of your mom. Like, you know, he don't want
So
to tell his mother, that he have night sweats, so to speak. you know, he don't want to tell you all that.
but yeah, so I'm letting him do his thing. He cooks now. I've taught him a lot about that. He knows how to make his own tea, all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm getting used. I'm like not useful anymore. I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this because I've been a mom my entire life, pretty much.
Mm, yep.
Now I got to figure out what to do with
Um,
myself.
Girl, I gotta get up. I finally moved, Charlie. Oh my God.
You get, you getting the motivation to get up.
Not really. But look, I finally moved, and finally somewhere I love to be. You know, I can put my old apartment inside of this apartment like 3 times. It's just that big.
You're like, oh my
And
god, what do I do with all this space?
girl, and I'm right near downtown Detroit, so it's like it's really nice out here. I
You're
like
like,
where all the Q line and everything that goes into downtown is right here. And I'm like right about 3 minutes from Motown,
well,
the
you know, I
music
got the good
Motown.
internet now. You remember when I used to have the bad internet? Girl, I got the good
Uh,
internet
uh,
now. I finally
Go
moved
girl.
to town. I finally moved to town, and the only thing I hate about having over 2,000 square foot is having to clean it all.
Mhm.
I got two
Girl.
living rooms, child. I don't have that struggle bathroom no more.
What?
Yeah, I'm not. You know, we always make that joke about the struggle bathroom. You know, little bitty house. You know, all this stuff. And now I got all this room, and the only thing I hate about it is having to clean it all.
Girl, and my bathroom is so big. Like I can actually, instead of doing hair all over my house or whatever I can have a chair and 2 chairs in my bathroom and still be able to, do hair and do somebody else's hair or whatever without getting hair all over the house and that. Because that's a whole thing for me. When I get done doing hair, I gotta wash everything down because I do not like finding hair everywhere. That's irritating. So, but anyway, it's like it's really. I'm so happy where I am, and the only thing is like it's good and bad to everything, but I'm not complaining. Well, I guess I wouldn't even say it's a bad thing, but it's like a senior community. So, girl, everybody in here is retired or whatever. So they have little um like bingo and
So
all of
being a
that
grumpy
stuff
old
here.
man.
It's like, huh?
My dog was being a grumpy old man, growling because somebody walked by him. My young puppy keeps trying
But
to lay on top of him, and he keeps going. "Arr."
he said, leave me alone. I ain't in the mood for that.
He grumpy. He a
But
grumpy
anyway,
old man.
girl, they got bingo today, and they gonna be calling me at 12 o'clock. So I got to get my butt up and get ready to go down there for the first time and
Play you some
play
bingo,
with the
girl.
old people, with the old folks. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but I will
Oh,
say this: it keeps you active. You know what I'm saying? It's actually fun. Bingo can be fun. I know. I used to go to win money.
I like being by myself.
Yeah, you sound like me. I like my little area. I don't really care about that other stuff too much.
You know.
But yeah, say the only
Okay.
thing I hate about my new move is all this new space. I have to clean it all and mopping all these floors. Mrs. Slow, I got one of those bathrooms that's got like the big ass bathtub. I could put like a whole dining room set in the middle. It's huge, right? Nice, beautiful, love it, right?
Um,
But cleaning it all,
Girl, you get that done in no time. You just talking.
Uh,
And I
Yeah.
bet it's gorgeous. I bet you got it blinged out.
Well, I ain't really went into
I bet it.
decoration mode yet because everything was so new that
Hmm.
I was using what because I got it's called it's basically like a modular, right? And
Oh yeah, okay.
it's called a deluxe, and basically it comes with like all of everything. Like I have a two living rooms, the dining room's off by itself. I have a huge kitchen with a big uh, center thing, the bar thing,
Mm.
and the only thing I hate, oh, her internet got us, Lord. But the only thing I hate about this damn thing is doing all the cleaning, child. And when you mop those floors, ooh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I know a lot of us women can all agree on that, though. That we don't like all the cleaning sometimes. And I don't mind doing laundry, but sometimes I hate the folding and finding of the socks. I still say that there's a little bitty imp, troll, whatever you want to call it, that likes to steal a sock or two. And you be looking, you put both them socks in the washer or in the dryer, and there'd just be one sock that be missing. Why is they always a missing sock? I'm telling you, there's something in the dryer that be stealing the socks. I'm just saying. But I love my new house. I love that I have the better internet now. See, a lot of y'all don't know. Y'all didn't know me back in the day. Miss Sislo does. She's been knowing me for a very long time. And I had like crappy internet because I had satellite internet. Um was using one of those I have one of those what is it called? The Swiffer wet jet mops. But I do want to get one of those robot kinds because I'm gonna tell you something. Sweeping these floors and mopping these floors is a whole chore. Like it's a day to itself to do the dusting, the mopping, and of all the floors and the cleansing of the toilets. Girl, you go play your stuff. You good? You good? You go play and win you some money or some door prizes or whatever they do for winning. You know what I mean? Um, Go win you some stuff, girl. Let me know if you won. But yeah, Miss Catherine, I've been want one of them robotic ones, but there's two things I want really. The robots are cool and all. I like doing it myself. I want one of those mops now that have the thing to where it has the clean water on one side and the other because the part that gets me, I'm doing it the old school way. So I have to bend down, with my back problem and stuff and bring it out and all this other stuff. And I want one of them ones that do that. And I want one of those steam mops. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Where it's got like the thing and you can do that for like, I want one of those to be able to steam my floors because my floors look like wood floors, but they're not wood floors. It's like this new thing they came out with. It's not traditional hardwood, but it looks like hardwood. It's a laminate though. Um, but it looks like that. And I want to be able to steam those floors because I am a germaphobe in a way, and I do have OCD in a way. So I like to keep things neat and in their place and all this other stuff. So I want that for that. And for some reason, I am always cleaning. We have well water, and for some reason my shower it just wants to stay dirty. And I anybody know of any good thing to keep like that like I use the CRL and all that stuff, and for some reason I keep getting like what is that stuff called? I forget what it's called, but it's around the drain, and child, it be bothering me. It gets on my nerves. I forget what it's called, but it gets around the drain part. I be spraying the stuff on it, be cleaning it and scrubbing it, and use the CRL. It's the best thing so far that's worked. I tried the scrub and bubble stuff. That didn't work worth the shit. Um, Straight up bleach spray. Like, I don't know what it is about soap. Oh, yes, it's called soap scum or whatever. you get it around the drain. I don't know. I hate that shit. The CRL is the best thing I found so far, but I was wondering if there was something that was better than that. Because that stuff, you have to leave it on for like 30 minutes or so and then come back and do it because you don't want to scrub it right away. You kind of want to leave it on for a minute. But I know that some of y'all old heads might know something that us younger folks don't know. Sometimes that shit gets on my nerves. I don't know about y'all, but that stuff be getting on my nerves. Because I be cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. Oh, congratulations, twin mama, on the award ceremony. Let me know if the baby's got any special awards or whatnot. Like, you ain't got to post something like that just so I can tell them congratulations. No matter what they get, make sure they know that their Auntie Charlie from YouTube said congratulations, okay? And you have a good time at that award ceremony because those are always so special. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. They're always so special. The end of year awards and the kids come up and get the A and B honor roll things. I used to always get the perfect attendance, A and B honor roll. Um, a couple times I got straight honor roll, and then I would get the AR award and for accelerated reading, and there was I forgot what that other one was. But I always got them for sports because I used to play all kind of sports. So I would get different awards for different sports that I played. And there was another one that I keep forgetting that I got. Forgot what it was. It's president or principal award or something like that. I forget what it's called. But it's for having good grades and all that shit. And, not getting in trouble and all those things. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Principal's Award or something, or President's Award or something. I don't know. It's when you get good grades. I was actually supposed to be in the beta club for school. I was in the FFA when I was in school. I was offered to be in the Honors Art Society uh, because I was really good at art. Um, and you had to make like a 99 or 100 in art class the first year of high school in order to be accepted into the Honors Art Society. I was even offered to go to a special school for accelerated kids. Around here, they call it the School of Math and Science. And you have to have certain grades in order to even get offered to be in that school. It's not something you just automatically get. They basically recruit kids from the local school systems to be in this school. And if you get a specific grade average, you're offered to go to that school with, your. I got a scholarship to go to that school because that school is a paid school. It's not, you literally have to pay to go there, right? And they always offer at least one school year, at least one or two students from each um, school district a free scholarship to go to this school. It's kind of like I was supposed for the big city folks. Hey, Miss Raditha, for the big city folks, it's kind of like a boarding school, but it's made for intelligent children to go. And there are people who go to that school who their parents pay for it, but they do give out scholarships to gifted children in different school districts. I had the letter for the longest, and my mom actually put it in she put it in a frame and put it up on the wall. Um, but yeah, I got invited to go to. It's kind of like what y'all would consider, I guess, a charter school, to where kids can not only take regular classes that they're supposed to take before they graduate, but can also take college courses while in high school. I guess that's what I would, you know, kind of explain it to y'all. Like it's for students who are extremely gifted in math and science. Down here we have it, and I was offered to go to it, but having to go there and live there, I would have to live on campus and be very far away because I actually got to see where that's actually, because I remember getting the letter and my mom framing it and stuff. Where was that at in Mississippi? I'm trying to figure out where that was at in Mississippi because that's the only reason I didn't go is because it wasn't in my area. Um, Here, I'll actually show y'all the real thing. It's the Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science, and it is a boarding school. And every year they do offer scholarships to local school systems if you're good enough. If and it's in Columbus. That's one of the reasons why my mom and dad didn't want me to go because Columbus, Mississippi is pretty rough. It's pretty rough in that area, and obviously we lived over an hour and a half away. And if it had been closer, my parents obviously would have enrolled me because I had a full blown scholarship, a full scholarship to this school because of my grades, attendance. I didn't have. I've never been the kid that just goes and gets in trouble like that. If I ever got in trouble in high school, it was usually the 3 times I got in trouble. I can tell you exactly what happened. Um, Yeah, it was in Columbus though, Miss Raditha. Greenville's pretty rough too, but the MS, it's called MSMS, which is the Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science. I was given a full blown scholarship to go there because of my grades and because of my, you know, all the things that I was doing in school, pretty much. Um, but yes, congratulations to every parent who is doing that damn thing, um, and every grandparent who's helping their grandkids and kids and different things to do those things. Um, but yeah, so I was offered a full blown scholarship to go to that school. But with it being in Columbus, obviously that was a pretty good distance from us, and it was over an hour and a half drive. So my parents didn't like the fact that I would be so far away and in a bad neighborhood, and possible something could happen and they're not there. You know what I mean? It's scary. But you do live on campus at that school. Um, so you basically live on the campus. It's like a boarding school, but at the same time, it's for kids who are extremely gifted. I was always in the accelerated reading programs, always in the what you call it, the advanced classes for everything from the time I was young, and that's kind of funny that someone thinks that I didn't graduate high school. No, I graduated. Um, and I was in the top 50 of over 300 students. I was in the top 10% of my class. We had over 300 and something students graduate the year that I graduated, which for my area was unheard of, right? It was unheard of. We had the biggest class to ever, to date, from the time the school opened to date, to ever graduate from that school. And if I showed you my senior picture, they had to make the picture so tiny because there were so many of us. And at least 25% of our students did not actually graduate. I think it was like 10%, 15% didn't actually graduate, something like that. I'm going to have to go back and look. But there was quite a few who dropped out. There was quite a few who went and got their GEDs and went on to college. Yeah, see, those special schools, and you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Nick, when kids get scholarships to those schools and whatnot, to the academies and things like that, that's like a highest honor. You know what I'm saying? A kid can get. So my mom, when I got that scholarship and I got that offer, my mom straight up put that in a um, a thing and put it up on the wall, because that's an honor to even be accepted for a full ride scholarship to something like that, um, because that offer is not given to everyone. That offer is given to those who make eight straight A's or A and B honor roll. And I think the B I had was in English, so that's why it was more for them. I got straight A's in all science and mathematics. And I took. Let's see, I can tell you all the math I took. Obviously, I took the what we're supposed to take. So I took pre-algebra, algebra, um, geometry, algebra 2, advanced algebra. Now, advanced algebra for us was they took pre-calculus and pre-trig and put it in one class. And then on top of that, they wanted me to go into calculus or trig, but I was like, I don't wanna. I done took like eight. I was five different maths already, and I was like, I don't wanna. The first time when I was in high school, you had to take the state exams, and the state exams, one of them was English, the other was biology one, then you had to take the U.S. history one, and you had to take the algebra 2 one. And if you didn't pass these 4 state standardized tests, you didn't graduate high school. You had to retest till you got it. And if you did not get these tests and you did not pass these state standardized tests, you did not graduate high school. The very first time I took the biology, I made the highest score in my entire grade. And do y'all want to know what helped me learn more about biology? You're going to laugh at me when I say this. If you ever play the game Parasite Eve 2, it teaches you about mitochondria and about the cells within that video game. I learned about that before I ever went to biology when I was in middle school, or even younger than that, because of a video game. The only thing I hated in science, there was 2 things. One was the periodic table and learning all of the periodic table. I hated the fucking periodic table, and I did not like the muscular system in A&P. A&P 2, having to learn the muscular system, where the insertion and origin of each muscle. Oh, that's a B. Oh yeah, and you got to learn all those weird names for it too. Uh-huh. I hated that part. Now the skeletal structure, not that bad. Not that bad. Muscular system, however, that's a whole bitch. And while I was in college, I also took something called microbiology. I'm gonna tell you something. Microbiology is a bitch. College algebra is a bitch. It sucks. I fucking hate college algebra with a passion. And I normally like math, but hate college algebra. I'm going to tell you why. When they tell you that one problem takes 4 pages to complete, they are not playing with you. Completing the square was a test that we took. It's called completing the square. That one problem took 4 pages. On the entire test, they only give you 4 to 5 problems, because the to solve the problem is so long of a process that if they tried to put more than a certain amount of problems on the test, you wouldn't have enough time to complete it. And if you think I'm joking, look up completing the square in college algebra. Ooh, it sucks. But I'm going to say this. That's also very awesome, Mr. Nick. Making the dean's list is not the easiest thing in college or in, an academic situation. The dean's list is harder than most people think to make. In school, in high school for us, they called it the principal's list. If you made the principal's list, you were in the top 10% of your class, right? And they used to do a thing down here. I don't even think they do it anymore. I'm not sure. Where they used to print your name in the paper for A and B honor roll or all A's. And my name was in the paper so many times. My mama's got so many clippings from the newspaper with my name in it because of making honor roll. I was on honor roll so much. Um, I had one teacher who lowered my GPA. My GPA before I saw this teacher was, I think it was a 3.75 or a 3.73 or something like that. I had one teacher that absolutely, if you were not a if you were not a football player or a cheerleader, she would try to fail you. In fact, one of my friends got failed by her intentionally. And this lady went from like 11th grade to 12th grade English, so you didn't have a choice. She was the only teacher who taught it. You couldn't choose another teacher. And I know so many kids who got failed because of this teacher. If she thought you were chewing gum, she would give you a 0. If she thought you were falling asleep, even if your eyes were wide open, she would try to give you a 0. If she thought you talked in class, you got a 0. Like she would just give out zeros like Oprah gave out books. Like I'm not joking. This lady was harsh, very harsh. And she got mad at me because I didn't want to take the honors class. She wanted me in her it wasn't called honors class, it was called something else, but it's basically if you take regular classes and you soup it up, she wanted me in her class, and because I didn't take it, she got mad at me and tried to fail me. It's what's it called again? It's advanced classes basically. And because I wouldn't take it, she got mad at me and tried to fail me. She tried her very best. Um, she couldn't absolutely do it because I did pretty good. Hey, Rainwater. But yeah, I don't use none of that algebra, Miss Raditha. The only thing I will say that somewhat comes in handy of any math that you take in school is measurements, learning about measurements. Sometimes geometry does come into play with certain things, but very little. Um, like if you want to know the square foot of something, right? Sometimes geometry does come into play for that, right? If you want to know a right angle or so on and so forth, sometimes geometry does come into play. But algebra itself, I've never used in real life. Geometry is something. The bare minimum of geometry is something you should know. Ha 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 ha. Mr. D's like, I was on the dean list too, but not for being good. I only got in trouble 3 times or 4 times in school, and I'll tell you what each one of them was. One time I was in art class, and these boys were throwing stuff around, and the teacher expected me to clean up their mess because they threw stuff under my desk. I wasn't cleaning up somebody else's stuff or taking responsibility for their actions. And I told her that. And I went and got on the bus. Of course, she wrote me up for, you know, basically not minding or something. And I told them why. I said, I'm not taking responsibility, and she's not making me late for my bus to get home. You know what I'm saying? And make me miss the bus for somebody else's mistake. I didn't do that. I was a good kid. I didn't throw that stuff around the room. I wasn't acting a fool, when she walked out of the room. I was being a good kid. I'm not taking responsibility for somebody else's actions. Well, they made me apologize, whatnot. Me and her talked it out, whatnot. And she understood where I was coming from. And I did understand where she was coming from. And no, I shouldn't have just walked out. I should have, you know, um, handled it better. But, you know, that was the situation. Then I had that one teacher who grabbed me by the arm, and I didn't know she was a teacher, and I almost hit her, and she better be glad I didn't. She got in trouble. I didn't. In fact, when she tried to write me up and take me to the office, and I told them to watch the camera system because we had cameras in our school. And I said, and I showed them the mark on my arm. They begged me not to call my mom and tell her because that was a lawsuit waiting to happen. And the third time was because this one girl who was a bully was trying to bully my. Well, it was two times I stood up to bullies. Um, a friend of mine was 98 pounds sopping wet. 98 pounds, maybe 95. I don't even think she was a full 98. I think she was 95 pounds. Tiny little girl. And this 300-pound chick was trying to act like she was going to beat up on her and all this stuff. I said, try to pick on somebody your own size. Here I am. I didn't weigh nowhere close to 300. I was more closer to 198, but I was still bigger than the other girl. I was taller, right? I said, pick on somebody else's size. Here I am. I said, you ain't going to do nothing. Go on about your business. Shut up. You're giving me a headache. Well, she walked out of the lunchroom, went on, and then she came back to the door and said, called me the B word. I said, well, you know where to meet me at 3 o'clock. They took that as a threat. So I got ISS. And the principal begged me not to do nothing. He's like, please, please don't go in there and beat her up. Please just sit down and do your work. I promise you won't do nothing for the rest of the day. Because technically I was in the right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything. I didn't curse her out. I didn't use any foul language. I just told her where she could meet me at 3 o'clock. I didn't threaten her. You know, I just said, you know where I live. Come meet me at the school, you know? But technically that is considered that. So I got in trouble for it. And the other one, a girl called one of my friends' mamas a B and didn't even know her. I didn't get in trouble for that one, but I got a stern talking to. And I told him, I said, well, you tell her don't be calling other people's mamas B words when she don't know them. I said, she's very lucky my friends all sat on my shoulders because I would be in trouble right now. I didn't like the bullying situation. I've never liked bullies. I've never been a person who cared for people who do that stuff. Um, Bullying isn't okay. It never has been, never will be. Picking on somebody that is smaller than you or you think you have an advantage over is terrible, in my opinion. I've always said that I was the anti bully. You know, that should totally be a superhero. The anti bully who takes care of the bullies. That should totally be a superhero. But I hope that you are all having the most bestest day ever. And y'all be careful if y'all are going out on these streets, if you're, going to do things and whatnot. If you're riding, anything like this, just be careful. Be careful out on these streets, y'all. Got to be careful in this world because you never know, what could happen. So, but I will say, today being Wellness Wednesday, and we always talk about mental health, right? I'm going to read y'all something. This is a article to maybe help you help others, right? I'm going to present screen right now. I'm going to share screen, and we're going to look at this article right here. The do's and don'ts of supporting someone in a mental health crisis. Okay. No one, not even the most energetic among us, has the unlimited supply of emotional resources. But I know how much we wish we did. When someone we love is struggling with their mental health, oftentimes our instinct is to throw ourselves into the fray. But without being thoughtful about what kind of support we offer, we risk burning out. If you're reading this, you probably know what I mean. In my own history, I've been both the person in crisis and the supporter. And I know firsthand that when someone hits bottom, it's hard not to get swept up in the intensity. We forget ourselves sometimes. We go all in just to find ourselves depleted and resentful. I wrote this because having seen both sides, I know just how difficult it can be. It hurts to give someone every last ounce of compassion that you have just to find them still immobilized by their despair, not seeming to get any better. I also know what it's like to have a friend bail on you in your darkest hour, confirming your fear that you are, in fact, too much. But here's the truth: you don't have to sacrifice yourself to support someone else. And no, you're not too much for needing support from people you love. Both of these things are true. We need to be thoughtful about. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. You know, when a family walks in, I always mute up for the simple reason I don't put them on here. But we're going to read this article. It says we need to be thoughtful about how we step into our role as supporters, though, for those things to feel true for everyone. If you're wondering where to start, these do's and don'ts can offer a blueprint for showing up more compassionately both towards yourself and loved ones. Do have a plan from the beginning. If you know someone is in crisis, the chances are high that they'll need more than just your support. They'll need it for the long haul, including that of a professional. Your loved one will need a strong network of care as well as a plan if things should escalate. Thankfully, that's something that you can be organized up front. Many health professionals recommend that individuals have a wellness recovery action plan or a WRAP. This can include phone numbers for a therapist, psychiatrist, and other relevant healthcare providers or healers, contact info of family members and friends that can offer support, phone numbers for local crisis numbers and mental health organizations, addresses for walk in crisis centers and emergency rooms, a list of triggers and forms of self care to try when your loved one is activated, a schedule of community resources like online support groups, 12-step meetings, etc. Your loved one should share this plan with their network of support. If their network seems limited or is limited to just you, work together to see what resources you can find, including these affordable therapy options, and choose your own adventure guide. Don't make decisions without their consent. There's a common assumption that people who are struggling with their mental health can't be trusted to make their own decisions. But most of the time, this simply isn't true. Whenever possible, we should involve our loved one in any and all decisions that impact them. This is especially true when we're considering making decisions that could further traumatize them. Encounters with police officers, including wellness and welfare checks, can be terrifying and in some cases have turned deadly, particularly for Black people and people of color. It is best to familiarize yourself with the local crisis teams and reach out to your loved one and others in their support system ahead of time to determine the safest course of action in an emergency. If someone is called 911, take the following precautions as harm reduction. Request an officer that's trained in crisis intervention, a CIT officer. Give as much information as possible to the dispatch, including their diagnosis, their symptoms, and the nature of the emergency. If you're fearful that your loved one may purposely provoke an officer into firing their weapon, also known as suicide by cop, repeat this information to the dispatcher multiple times to ensure that those on site are aware and do not fire. Send a nearby supporter to meet them at the location to calmly intervene and ensure the situation doesn't escalate on either side. Even if 911 has already been called, it's still worth contacting local crisis resources. Check and see if they can send someone to mediate any police encounter that happens. Please remember that there is no guarantee that your loved one will be kept safe if 911 is called. Tragedies are known to happen. Voluntary admissions to inpatient care will always be the safer option. In such emergencies, you are responsible for taking as many precautions as you can to ensure the best possible outcome. Do set reasonable expectations up front. Avoid overextending yourself or offering high levels of support indefinitely. You can do this by ensuring that your loved one understands your expectations of them at this time. If you expect them to be in therapy, for example, you can ask if they intend to find a therapist within what time frame, assuming, of course, that they have access. If you're expecting that you won't be the only person they rely on for emotional support, ask who else is on their team and how you can support them in accessing additional support. If you expect them to seek out a higher level of care if things don't improve, work together to determine when that would be and what that would look like. Setting expectations. I'm happy, these are examples. I'm happy to support you, but I want to make sure you also have professionals in your corner when you are reestablishing care with when are you reestablishing care with a therapist? Or I'm glad you asked for help. Do you have a plan for what you'll do if this gets worse? I want to make sure you have a backup plan in case you need extra support. Or I love you so much and I want to support you. It would help put me at ease if you let me know who you'll reach out to if I'm not available at a particular time, just so that I know you aren't doing this alone. And those are examples of things you can say, right? Don't blame or shame. It can be tempting to criticize our loved ones when they aren't making the choices that we ourselves would make. For example, your loved one may be withholding information from their therapist, using alcohol or drugs to cope, or making impulsive decisions that appear to be making things worse. However, blame and shame rarely motivate people to make changes to their behavior. What your loved one needs more than anything is unconditional love and positive regard. Rather than criticizing their choices, it's best to extend support that they can then choose to accept if they feel able to. For example, for a loved one who is struggling with alcohol, you might say, "Hey, I've noticed you're drinking a lot more than usual, and it's worrying me. Can I help you find resources and support around that?" Helping them make better choices for their own well being will do a lot more good than shaming them for the ways they are choosing to cope. Do name your needs and boundaries clearly. You are allowed to have boundaries. In fact, you really should. Knowing that your limits are can help prevent taking on too much and experiencing burnout. It's hard to set boundaries you didn't know you needed, though, and many of us don't know what our limits are until they're tested. To help you determine what you might need and where your limits might be, try completing these sentences with your loved one in mind. Knowing your limits. My preferred mode of communication is text, phone, etc. So please don't call or leave voicemail or text. I'm only available to talk during the day, during specific hours, etc. So you'll need extra support outside that time. Who can you reach out to? I can't pick up the phone when I'm at work, when I'm visiting family, etc. But I'll get back to you when I'm able to. Topics are triggering for me, so please ask me before you share about them. Like if talking about certain situations are very triggering for you, whether it be SA, whether it be suicide or something like that, whatever your trigger may be. I can't talk daily, come over, etc. But I'm happy to support you in finding a therapist, video chatting tonight, you know, something. I'm happy to support you in this way. I care about you, but I can't talk if you're yelling at me, not sober, hurting yourself. So please have a plan for who you'll reach out to instead. Those are your boundaries, something that you can't handle, right? Um, don't personalize their behavior. No one chooses to be in crisis, and a mental health crisis is not an accurate reflection of who someone is. Defining someone by their struggles can have a deep impact on how they internalize what's happening and their ability to recover. A former friend of mine once described supporting me through a depressive episode as being sucked into my world by defining my world as a dark and disparaging one. I was left feeling as though depression was at the core of who I was and that I was a burden on the people I love. Our worlds have tremendous impact. Our words have tremendous impact on others. If you want people to have faith in themselves and their ability to live a full life, we need to be mindful of how we frame their struggles. A mental health crisis does not define who someone is, but rather it's a temporary period of time which they can endure with the support of those around them. You know, I've always said it's not sometimes what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. So I could be offering a supportive thing and someone else can be offering the same support. And depending on how both of us say it, can make it sound different, right? Because sometimes it's not what we say, it's how we say it, right? And using different language, right? Do practice rigorous self care. This is a common refrain, I know, but it bears repeating. An abundance of self care is critical when we're supporting someone in crisis. It can be especially helpful when we schedule it in advance so we know when to anticipate a break and can protect that time by setting our boundaries accordingly. Self care looks different for everyone, but consider activities that leave you feeling rested, relaxed, recharged, and reset. It can be helpful to journal about this if you aren't sure what those activities might be. Don't wait until your resentment builds up. Don't wait until you're resentful, burnt out, and fed up before practicing self care and taking the time you need to recharge. If you had a leaky pipe in your basement, you wouldn't wait until your basement flooded to fix it, would you? Similarly, We should be taking care of ourselves and showing up for ourselves consistently to ensure that we show up for others. Do kindly step back when you need to. Life happens, and sometimes we've reached our limit in what we can offer. You aren't a bad person for needing to step back and take care of your own mental health, but doing so thoughtfully can ensure that you aren't doing unintentional harm when you step away. Have some tact. Here we go. Before stepping back from supporting someone in crisis, remember tact, timing. Consider the timing of your actions. Do they have other supports around them? And if so, can they commit to reaching out to them? Will your withdrawal result in a worsening crisis? And if so, is there someone within their support system you can alert in the case that there is an emergency? When is their next support group or therapy appointment? Confirm that they have support they need in your absence. Accountability. Take accountability. This can be challenging for people because sometimes we feel exhausted and resentful by this stage. It is critical not to blame the person who's in crisis, the same way you wouldn't blame someone who is sick with cancer for the stress that results from their struggles. Accountability means being apologetic if boundaries weren't clearly communicated, not blaming the other person for things outside of their control, and owning where you may have overexerted yourself. Check in. Set a date and time to check in to next can be helpful reassurance so that your loved one knows you aren't abandoning them. It can be hard to feel like you're losing crucial support at a time when you need the support the most. Touching base is a great way to affirm that to your loved one um, that they still matter to you and that the space you're taking is temporary. Transparency is crucial to communicate your expectations and boundaries for the time that you're apart, especially because they're changing. If you need them to stop texting as frequently, say so. If you aren't able to follow through on a commitment you made, like driving them to a particular appointment, let them know. See also timing. Don't assume that they can read your mind. Don't ghost and ignore or avoid them. You might read this as think, wait, ghost them? Who does that? It's not unheard of someone might choose to avoid or discard a person who's struggling because they're too overwhelmed to continue engaging with them. Sometimes when people have reached their breaking point, they make really unfortunate decisions. My hope, of course, is that everyone I've shared above helps you avoid reaching this point at all. But should you arrive there, I need to emphasize how important it is not to simply drop someone who's in crisis. For one, this can do incredible harm. Treating a loved one as a disposable can be damaging, and the abrupt loss of someone they care about can be triggering in an already vulnerable state. I say this not to prevent you from ending a relationship that's hurting you, but rather to remind you to be thoughtful about how you proceed. The acronym above TACT is just as applicable to an ending a relationship as it is to taking a break. Consider the timing, be accountable and transparent, and if possible, check in later or on to have a conversation to process what happened, with the hopes you both gaining some closure. You don't deserve, you both deserve care and support. If ending that relationship is the only path forward, please be sure to do so with respect, dignity, and thoughtfulness whenever possible. Being supportive of someone in a crisis is never easy. You can expect a whole spectrum of valid emotions, everything from grief to anger to hopefulness, hopelessness, and despair. But as someone who's been there, I can confidently say that I never regretted showing up for someone who needed me. And as the one who was in crisis, I never ever forgot the kindness that people have shown me in my darkest hour. I hope that having read this, you have a clear idea how to proceed in a responsible, empowered way, one that allows you to securely fasten your own oxygen mask before reaching for anybody else's. You deserve to say, well, as you support others and when you're intentionally about how we show up and we can be. I will also say, now this is from my personal experience. Um, if you know you're not mentally strong enough, don't offer to be that person, right? If you know that you can't handle it, right? Don't offer to be that person. If, here's the thing, it doesn't make you a bad person if you know you yourself are in a mental crisis, you can't help someone else. So it would be detrimental to both of you right? To try to do those things for each other if you're both in that situation, right? If you know you're not in the correct place to be there for someone in a mental health crisis and you're not strong enough to do it, it is no blame, no shame, and you should not feel bad about it, right? Because you're not only doing what's best for the person, but yourself. Because, as that article stated, right, it's not good for either one of you if both of you, put yourself in a position to where it's not good for either. So if you know you're not strong enough to be someone's mental, being there like during their mental crisis, don't try. Hey, Stiffy. Hey, Miss Stiffy, love. Um, if in case you think you are strong enough, but it becomes overwhelming, take breaks and explain to the person. Say, hey, right now I need a mental health break. I love you and I'm going to be back and it's okay. I need to take a little time for myself because right now I'm feeling very overwhelmed. And it's not your fault. It's my own personal thing and I need to take care of it so I can be better for you. See, if you word it depends on how you word that sentence, can make that other person feel good or bad about themselves, blame themselves. If you say let's say, okay, same sentence to the same person, but if you were to say, right now your stuff's too much and it's really weighing me down and it's causing my mental health to go through the roof and I can't really deal with you right now, that sounds a lot different, right? Than saying, hey, right now I need a mental break for my own self. I need to go refresh myself so I can help you better because I love you. And right now, I don't think I'd be any good for you. Right? That sounds total different, doesn't it? Same words, same meaning, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Right? Sometimes we can have words that we mean to say to someone, and it's not what we say to them, it's how we say it. You can make someone be more defensive, on the fence about things, ready to fight, be aggressive, based on, you can be logically thinking something, and it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, right? When we learn, peacekeeping strategies and how to speak to someone, right? There are different ways to say things to where you're saying the same thing, but it's not coming out as harsh or as hurtful, right? It can still be the truth and it can still mean the same thing, but sometimes it's not what we say, it's how we say it. Like if you know someone has schizophrenia, right? You don't go up to a person with schizophrenia and say, you're fucking crazy, you're just seeing shit. Even though that could be the truth, they're seeing things that aren't there. It makes them feel bad. It makes them feel like you're, you know, but yet you sit there and you have the same instance happen, and yet you say, logically, um, if you logically sit there and say, like, you know, let's say with my grandmother when she had that break, right, because of a medication. Now, if I would have said, now you know that didn't happen, you just fucking seeing shit, you fucking crazy. That's gonna make her feel bad, get defensive, all these other things, right? But if I were to say, uh, now grandma, I would never let that happen. You know what I'm saying? I would never let anybody do this. Y'all gotta be careful with each other. Hello. Don't step on the little one. They're playing. But uh the yeah, y'all got to be more careful. Yes, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. I know. Y'all coming to tell me all about it, huh? Anyway, but yet versus I say, I wouldn't let that happen. You know how much I care, but I'm not gonna let anybody do this. You know, I wouldn't let this happen or that. It's not. I'm saying the same thing that it's a delusion, but I'm not making you feel like you're crazy. I'm not making you feel bad about it. that's a problem that a lot of people who are caregivers to people with schizophrenia end up dealing with, is that they make the person feel bad about having something they can't help. They make the person feel crazy. They make the person feel, um, you know, terrible. And so the best way that I would say it to them is, instead of going, it's a delusion, get over it, right? That's not going to help somebody with schizophrenia. Logically look, hey, you know this couldn't happen because of A reason, B reason, and C reason, right? So we can rule out that this is a part of your disorder, right? We can rule out this is real. Hey, what if you take a picture and if it's not there, then we know it's not there, right? So you're helping them see through the delusion without making them feel bad, without making them feel terrible, without making, you're changing. It's sometimes it's not changing what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Just like, let's say you got a friend who don't know how to dress right, right? And they're wearing clothes that are sizes too small for their body, and it's making them look fat as shit, making them look ugly. You don't go to your friend who you know has bad mental health and low self-esteem and say, you look like shit today. No, you don't do that. Right? You don't sit there and do that. That's actually very rude and very hurtful. What you do, however, do, and this is what I say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now, I love you, but that shirt and those shorts don't go together. Let's go in your closet and let me find you something that I believe goes well together. Because when I see you go out in this world, I want you to look the bomb diggity. I want people to turn their head when look at you, because you are beautiful, and I want them to see all that beauty in all its glory. So then you go in there and you help them find a better outfit that actually matches and does well, right? Like, they wearing some shit that just don't go well together. It makes them look fucked up. So it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, right? You're doing it without knocking them down, without just straight up, taking away their mental health and their feelings and all this, and you're not hurting them, you're helping them. Versus if I sit there and say, hey, you a fat ass, this don't look right, that fucking makes you look blah blah blah, beating them down. Versus, that's why I always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can always tell the truth. That's one thing that I hate liars, and I've always been a truth teller, right? But there's ways to do it without knocking down other people's their confidence, their mental health, their how they feeling on the inside. So instead of saying that, no, girl, I don't like that outfit too much. Let's go in here. Let me help you find something that I know gonna look bomb.com on you. So let's go over here, because those shorts go with that top over there, but not that top. But that top goes with those pants over there. You know what I'm saying? And I know you are beautiful. And when you go out in this world, I want you to feel confident, beautiful, loved, and I want you to rock that shit. You hear me? And so I'm going to help you. And we're going to get this together. Right? So it's different how it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Like, that's the only way. I don't really know how to explain that exactly. I think I did a pretty okay job. But also, congratulations, twin mama, for that honor roll. What? You did that thing. What? Okay, I'm sorry. We had to have a whole song break for the you did that thing. We had to have a song break for you did that. Because the kids worked hard. Yes, they deserve the congratulations. But a lot of people don't know, the mamas and daddies in everybody's life help along that way. Because trust me, how many times, twin mama, did you sit at that table and help them with that homework? How many times did they ask you a question? You was like, oh shit, I got to Google this because, oh my God, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Let me Google this right quick. So parents deserve that pat on the back too. You keep them on point, because You make sure they get their food on time so that they have the energy to do those things. You know what I'm saying? You help them with their homework. If you don't know something, you help find a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Us parents help with their activities and their different things. We go buy all the stuff they need for everything. So yeah, we are very a lot of parents, a lot of us are very active in the children's school stuff, right? Even if we don't know something, we got to look that shit up. I've had to Google a time or two. Shit. Well, they got many awards, y'all. Congratulations to Twin Mama's babies for getting all them awards, y'all. She did that thing. Uh, uh. She did that thing. She did that thing. Okay. I have to give you your props too, Twin Mama. Because even though the babies did a lot of work, parents, we the reason the babies are able to do all that work. Because we do so much to make sure that they're okay to be able to focus on that school work. You know what I'm saying? We make sure they don't stay on them phones and gadgets too much so they can get that work done. Make sure they on time every day. You know what I'm saying? Never have to worry about a thing. So us parents help them get there. You know, we deserve our flowers too. Shit. But I just wanted to say, I think you're all amazing people inside and out. And I think that each one of us needs to be mindful of how we speak to each other and love on each other and hug each other up. You know what I'm saying? Build each other up. Don't tear each other down. Build each other up. Now, I ain't talking about the fighting situation. I'm out of that. I'm like Bennett and I ain't in it. Okay, I'm like a divorced child, and I don't want to be in the middle. But I'm talking about other situations. So don't be reading into too much. Okay. I know people do that sometimes. Don't do that with me, though. I'm just saying. What I'm talking about is like in this world, you know, there's a lot of like hatefulness. And if you can make another person smile and just one small random act of kindness, like opening the door for somebody, telling them how cute that shirt is that day. That's your friend. You know she's having a bad mental health day. Build your friend up. Like, you pretty bitch. You know you a pretty bitch. You know what I'm saying? Gas them up a little bit when they need it. Tell them to get their shit straight when they need it too. If you know they fucking up, like, bitch, you know you fucking up. I gotta tell you, girl. Hey, Roddy, my beautiful, my Roddy Parade. You know, that was true. Somebody said that one day. Roddy, some people don't even call you Roddy Parade. They just be like Roddy. Because nobody else has got that name. Think about it. So you can shorten it if you want to. You know, some of us is lazy and we just be lazy. I admit it. Sometimes I be doing just, first word. Especially if it's a really long name and I'm trying to type like 50 names at one time. That's why I tell people just call me Charlie. You don't have to type out Charlie sending love. Just put Charlie. Shit, I'm just Charlie. Don't do all that extra. You ain't got to do all that extra. And now I'm thinking about the movie Coal Miner's Daughter. How come she gets something extra? Well, she's going on late. She's going on 14. She ain't no lady. She ain't nothing but a darn burn kid. Well, what are you, Herman? Okay. See, I don't know why, but that just went through my head. I'm sorry, y'all. Uh, I have either jukebox syndrome or movie syndrome where random shit goes through my brain all the time. Just random things. It's the fun of ADHD. Also, I'm not able to concentrate well today. My ADHD is like off the fucking wall today. So if I'm all over the place, please look over me today. Um, I'm not medicated right now for my ADHD, so it's a little bit messed up right now. So I apologize. I apologize. But I enjoyed your show last night, Twin Mama. I watched it. I went over there and I did watch Miss Bambi this morning. I try to keep up with everything. I'm not going to get in the middle of no BS or no mess because I love everybody and I don't want nobody to fight. And I just want to hug everybody. Okay. Um, I want to hug the world. Oh, I know how that is, Miss Bambi. I know. I was catching your show this morning. I didn't drop down like I normally do because I was busy. So, child, I get it. I get it. I get busy some mornings. I just be too busy to even save my life. I gotta go take a pee. Y'all, every time I drink that cup of coffee, hey Susie, every time I drink that cup of coffee, somewhere about the 2 hour mark, I gotta piss like a Russian racehorse. That's why that one day I did step away from chat. Cause sometimes you just gotta go take a pee and you gotta go get something to drink and all this other good lovely stuff. I gotta also. Are you? You better not. I'm finna whoop you. Ooh, you finna get in trouble, young lady. She trying to shoe on her shoe. I gotta go take the shoe away from her. Give me just a minute. Give me just a minute. I gotta go run and get this away from her. Girl, what you think you doing? You know better. Where is your toy? Uh-uh. No. No. Bad. Where's your toy? Where's Fishy? Come here. We get toys. We don't chew on things. We chew on toys. So we're gonna find toys and we're gonna play with toys. Here, come. This is chewable. Come here. Come here. This is okay to chew on. Okay? Right here. You cannot chew on this. Come on. Look here. Here, Fishy. Now get up here and lay down, young lady. Come on. Up here. Up up. Up up. Up up. You gotta get up here and lay down because you can't be trusted. Come on. This is what we play with. This is toy. This is okay to chew. That's a no-no. Chew toy. Get your toy. Okay, don't pout because I got on you. Get your toy. Get your toy. Okay? You play with toy. Toy is chewable. Okay? Okay. Look up. Let me kiss you. We don't chew on things we ought not to. Okay? Not only can it hurt you, right? It can hurt the baby. We don't need that. Also, not good. We play with our toys. Yes. Now lay down there and play with your toy. And be a good girl. I know. You're giving me kisses. Sorry about that. I had to take that away from her and show her what you do with an animal when they're doing bad, something like that. You take the bad thing away from them and tell them no, like you would a little kid. Then you show them what they can play with. You bring them their toy and say, this is okay. Toy, good. Shoe, bad. And she was steadily pouting because I said no. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all have spoiled animals like I do. But she spoiled and pouted because she got told no and she couldn't do it. I don't think Trizzle met you, Twin Mama. I'm not sure. But I had to go take the shoe away from her. She was don't you touch that shoe again. You play with your toys. Toys are okay. Yeah, good girl. Play with your toy. I have to reinforce that constantly because she's you're not allowed out of here right now because you trying to go get into stuff, and I'm scared you're gonna choose something that could hurt you. Lay down. Lay down. Be a good girl. Lay down. I'm scared she's gonna try to get into something she ought to not to. She's still in that puppy stage, and it scares me when they be trying to chew on stuff they ought not to, and she's young and stuff. I'm trying to do the thing where you know how you teach them, you take away the bad item and you give them an okay item. Oh, Roddy, it's so hard training puppies. It really is. But I'm trying to do the thing, where you take away the bad item and say no to it, and then show them praise when they play for the good item, like the toys. Because she has toys. She has 3 or 4 or 5 different toys she could chew on and play with. She has a chew bone, all this other stuff. But she automatically wants to go for shoes. I don't know what it is. But so I'm trying to do the thing where I take away the bad item and give the good item, and just because I say no, she pouts and cries. No. Up here. You're in trouble right now. You're in timeout. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Okay, good girl. Thank you. I'm trying to make her do a timeout. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Roddy. And she's got all these toys she could play with, but I don't know why she really wants to go for those. But she's in timeout right now, which is, I don't know if it's really timeout because she's getting belly pats. So I don't know if it's really timeout if you're getting, belly scrubs. But right now with me being on the live and everything else, and there's nobody else to watch her, I get scared. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her chewing on anything, and it scares me. Like there's nothing she could really get to, but I mean just normal things like shoes. Like what if she chews off one of the strings and something, It's just scary when they're little. Well, she's not really little. She's actually a big girl. But she's always trying to get into stuff. And trying to tear up things and chew on things that she ought not to. She's in that stage. Duchess! Whew. Maybe that's what it is, Miss Catherine. I gotta go get the dog, y'all, see what she's doing. Oh. Yeah, it's puppy time right now, and I gotta, y'all coming with me right now. I'm unplugging y'all, and y'all coming with me for just a few seconds so I can see what she's doing because I don't trust it. It's just like a little kid when they get quiet. I don't trust it. Let's see what she's doing, what she's getting into. Oh, the other day she decided she was going to knock over the water dish all over the floor. Are you going to lay down on the couch and be a good girl? You can come in here. You're not in trouble. Come on. I know a way to get her to play with her toy right quick. I have to play fetch right quick. You want to get it? Yeah. You're not going to play with it? Okay. How about this? You going to pay? Bring it back to me. Okay, I don't know. I think she's upset because I told her no a while ago. She's pouting. Oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. If I make it through this puppy stage, y'all. If I make it. If I just make it through the puppy stage. I know, Duchess. I know. I know you're the baby. I give you the baby. Yeah, I know. You gonna get up here and lay down on the bed with me? Are you gonna get up here and lay down? Are you gonna be a good girl? Yeah. Yes, I do baby talk my animals. Yes, yes, I do that. What you doing, Duchess? What you doing? What you doing? Huh? I know you love. I know. Tell her, Brew Brew. I know. All the animals right now are piled on top of me. Um, yeah, they love their mama. Yeah, they do, Miss Catherine. I'll tell you this: you have to watch them too. Like if they can get a hold of paper of any kind, they just like ripping it up for no apparent reason. Also, just because it's fun. And cats love boxes. I don't know what it is, but they love boxes. If they would rather have the box than the toy you got them, just like a little kid. Little bitty kids, like small kids, um, sometimes would rather play with the box that the toy came in than the actual toy. She's in one of those moods right now, though. And it just, puppy training is hard. You have to redirect them just like you would a small child. You know how with a small child you go, no, no, we don't do that. And you redirect them to an actual toy or something. That's the way you got to do with dogs too and with puppies. It's like doing it with a 2-year-old child. And if they get quiet, is when you get worried. When you can hear them, you're not as worried. But when they get quiet, it's when you freak out, as you should, because they're like 2-year-old children. You go, no, no, we don't do that. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you something. I don't even I don't have to spank my pup. None of that stuff. I can literally go, I don't like what you just did, and oh my god, my dog pouts like it was the end of the world because mommy said no, and I got on to him. That's all it takes. I'm like, no, no, or I get that strong voice, no, like that. Oh my god, it kills them. It murders their whole life. I swear. Brew, brew, what you doing? Did she beat your wheel paw paws? Oh my goodness, come tell mama. Come tell. Oh, I gotta tell you about this one. My smallest pup, if I say that, he acts like somebody done abused his whole life, and he'll hold up a paw paw, and then he'll forget which paw paw he held up the first time, and end up holding up the other one, and he acts so pitiful when you say those words to him. Yeah, he's done that since he was little. I'll go, oh, did they beat my wheel, baby? What'd they do? And he acts so pitiful, and he'll start going, yeah, yeah, they did it. Ain't that right? Yeah, poor little innocent. You don't do nothing wrong, do you, buddy? No, I know. I know. I know. Did they beat my baby? What'd they do to him? Poor Will Tang. Him didn't do nothing. Innocent little baby. I know. I know. Was they mean to my little sugar plum? Huh, my Will baby. Yes, I do baby my animals. Yes, they are spoiled little shits. I admit it, I did it. But don't tell nobody else I admitted it, okay? Don't tell nobody else I did it, okay? I don't admit to it. Don't tell nobody else. But I'll tell you one thing, they're very well minded most of the time. They're very good. They don't really get into stuff. They don't really use the house like that. They go do their business outside. They'll tell you when they have to. They'll come up to you. They're sweethearts. I love my animals with everything in me. They're good babies. Brew Brew right now is curled up in my lap. My that's my smallest. His name is Bruiser, and he's pitiful. When I say he's pitiful, he'll sit up like a little gentleman with my arms, and I ask him who did it to the baby, and he'll just fall out. He'll fall out like he's been super. Like it's the cute. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have ever had one that you can do like that, but you can go, oh, who did that to my baby, and he'll just fall out. He'll be like, they did it. I know. So pissed. And my dog Boomer is afraid of the weirdest stuff. Like, and I had to find out the hard way that he was afraid of it. Like, I found out he was afraid of Coke cans, which was weird because I used to just pour my Coke into a glass. And one day I was drinking straight out of the can, right? And I didn't know he was like, I walked near him and he backed away. And I was like, what? That's how I found out. I'm like, why is he scared of Coke cans? I don't know. I think it's something happened when he was a puppy. Um, hey son, hold on just a minute, y'all. Oh, I gotta tell y'all something. My son just came in here and he petted the puppy dog, and she fell out and threw her paw up, wanting belly rubs. Like, just she just fell out, wanting attention. I think somebody just put up. Can you make sure and see? Okay, I just making sure that was him. But yeah. So my pups are pups, and they do things sometimes, but we love our puppy dogs. Now I'll tell you something happened to me, twin mom. I mean, not twin mama, Miss Raditha. I guess I was thinking about you, twin mama. But Miss Raditha, I was looking at your picture and saying that I don't know, don't ask. Anyway, I had one that had she had long hair, and I used to have to keep it chopped around that part of her. And one time she got a cigarette, and she freaked out and had a total meltdown, and I had to clean her up, give her a bath. Of course, she hated it. Hey, catfish love, but she had a full blown meltdown because she got some something on her hair. She had some poopy on her hair one time, and she had a total meltdown. Like, I mean, straight up meltdown. And I had to like baby her and all this other stuff, and she's so super pitiful, super pitiful. But I used to have to keep her hair cut around, those spots because she was a poodle mixed with a feist, but her hair laid like a lopsa did. And my little bitty dog is carrying the big dog's toy right now, and the toy is bigger than he is, and it was super funny. I know, Miss Catherine. I ain't really. I gotta because of what's been going on with situations. I haven't really been keeping up with a lot of the drama, and haven't been online like I normally am. I'm normally in every chat I could possibly be in, but I don't even have the energy right now. I'm tired. I really needed a nap. All this stuff going on has really pulled me down, physically, mentally. Um, you know, like right now, I feel exhausted and everything, but could be that my ADHD just acted up, and it does that sometimes when that happens. Um, it gets real uppy and then it drops down and it makes me really tired. My ADHD is all over the place right now, but um, I ain't been paying attention to all the drama that's been going over in the beef sector. I need to go up there and check and see what's going on. I know I heard some about somebody getting pee bombed, and I heard something about people fighting everybody, and some people making up, and people upset about that, and all kind of crazy mess. Um, my son's doing okay right now. We won't know the full scope of things until the 20th, which I hate waiting. I think that's the worst part of it. Catfish, I think, is the waiting because the earliest convenient appointment that we could get with the specialist was the 20th. I hate waiting. Like, I think that's the worst part of it because I want to know what it is so I can face it head on and take care of it, right? And I hate the waiting game because you're up in the air about what's really going on, right? So right now we're just up in there waiting, and I hate this. I hate this. They did say though in his sonogram that his liver doesn't look inflamed or bad, so that's a good thing. Um, no growths they could see or anything like that. Like, so no tumors or nothing like that they could see. So that's a good thing, right? But we really won't know the full scope of anything until we see the specialist, um, and that kind of sucks because I kind of want to face it. I want to take care of it. I want to get on the ball about it, and having to wait those days is just ugh. But he's technically doing okay right now. He actually is doing very well on his diet. He's actually easier to put on a diet than I am. I admit, yeah, I heard about that, but I obviously didn't see it. Wasn't there, nothing like that. I heard about it because I saw it in somebody's title. But I'm like, what the crap is going on? Here's my next question. Did she say she did it, or did somebody come up with her picture and shit like that? And uh, we have seen trolls take and clone people's accounts. Are they absolutely 100% certain it was her? I was just saying. I've been coping without my ADHD meds, Miss Catherine, for 30 something years, but I do better on it. I'm going to explain something to you. I have anxiety and ADHD, and they are not friends. And one of those bitches had to go. We got a guest, and I don't think I've ever seen him before, so I'm going to go ahead and put up the banner right quick. Yeah, let me put up the banner. Hello. 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 Hello, Mr. Majib Arkamal.
Hello,
Hi, how are you doing?
hello. How are you? Thanks. How about you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Like, good, good. I just wanted to talk to somebody.
How are you doing today?
Fine. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Got any special plans for today?
Yeah, it's night in here.
Oh,
The
it's
day is
night over
finished.
that way. Yeah, it's daytime over here, so that's why I say day. I apologize. Uh, you just over there chilling,
No problem. Yeah, I'm just sitting here and drinking my tea. How about you? Because it's
drinking my
daytime
Dr.
there.
I'm drinking my Dr. Pepper, waking up from my morning, done drank my coffee. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning over here, fixing to be 11. So, fixing to get ready to go on about my day, clean, cook, do all those lovely things as adults that we have to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you go to job or something?
Oh, I'm a homemaker. I stay at home with my family and take care of them.
Ah, good, good. Me too. I'm just living in my room.
We just living and surviving. That's all we can say, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we should work. It's the time to work, and maybe we can. do home stuff when we are over 60.
Yeah, well, you have over here like you can get monetized for YouTube and social media and different things. You can also do at home jobs to where like you do call centers and or help people fix technical problems, so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure they have that over there too because that's universal, you know. Um, they have the different things to where some people do go outside of their home and work at you know brick and mortar stores. Then you have people who do different things. So it's different. For every person kind of situation.
Yeah, it's good. You mean like online jobs and something, but where I live and they don't work. It's all physical work in here, and online jobs are so less. Like
They're
YouTube
more
and these
rare.
things don't work in.
Y'all
What?
have more physical. Y'all have more physical work when it comes to where you live versus over here in the states. We have all different forms of work that you can do. You know, I do understand that in some
Yeah,
places that's not as prevalent.
yeah. You live in the country, but here our online jobs are not so much. We have just physical jobs. I'm bad at it. I'm just bad at physical jobs. I just want to have an online job because of this. I started trading. Do you know about trading?
About what?
About trading online jobs.
Trading online, trading jobs. Not really. I do know that some when we talk about trading over
Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
we're talking about like people who work in like Wall Street or work bank jobs, and when we talk about trading, it's a little bit different. So I know trade work. Now we do have trade workers who work in like bricklaying, construction, different things like that. Like roofing is a trade work. Depending like your or let's say you're a carpet maker and you make like these fancy, beautiful. That's a trade work. You're learning from a person. Being a blacksmith, learning how to do things like that.
Yeah. The Wall Street and these things. That's what I mean. But the problem is here we can't do more than that online because YouTube and these stuff don't have a bank account. I have a bank account and they don't work for country. But trading is like do you have time to hear my story? I tell you.
Yeah, you're the reason I keep having trouble hearing you, Mister, is because your sound is crackling real bad and going in and out. That's why I keep saying what or huh, and I'm trying to listen to real hard. And your vocal is very low right now, and your mic's turned up as high as I can get it.
I think my internet connection has a problem. Is it right now? Can you hear me? Good.
I can hear you okay right now, but yeah, it probably is connection. You got to think we're connecting from halfway across the world right now.
Yeah. Like I'm living in Asia.
But yeah, you keep staticking.
Like
Are you
we have.
using a cell phone or are you using headphones right now?
I'm using the headphones. Should I
Are they corded?
cut them off?
A lot of times what I'm trying
No,
to
no,
help
it's
you with
wireless.
wireless. A lot of times
Wireless.
electrical interferences can cause that problem. The reason I ask is if like you're using corded headphones and you have your phone plugged in, sometimes it'll cause that. Sometimes if the battery on the cordless headphones starts getting low, it'll start doing electronical interference. Or if you're very close to like a TV, microwave, anything of that, that has electrical interference. It could be possible. It could do feedback. That's the only reason I'm letting you know. So in the future,
I think
I can't hear you at all. I am so sorry.
yeah. Okay, I think
I think your
Can you hear me
connection
now?
is going.
let me cut off the headphone. Let me cut off.
I can't hear you. Like it's so staticky. I
You
barely hear your voice.
How about now? I just.
Oh yeah. You sound great now. You should totally not use those headphones anymore.
Okay, I'll turn off you.
That's a
So,
lot better.
Yeah, it's good now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Those headphones
I
weren't
do-
doing you no
just-
justice.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have time to hear my story? It's just a little bit. long.
If you would, I'm actually fisting get off here, but if you would like to come up one day and tell your story or talk about your situation, always on Tuesdays I do a thing called Topic Tuesdays where the audience or the the subbies are allowed to come up and talk about whatever topic they choose.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Jeez. Okay.
but you did catch me at the end of my stream today, and I apologize for that because I'm usually very welcoming to everyone. And I do want to thank you
Really?
for
No
coming up.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
And I hope you have a good rest of your night.
You too have a good day.
Thank you so very much.
Bye from
Bye.
back from you too. Bye.
So I am I am gonna be ending here soon. Also, Miss Perdita, make sure you got it on live chat, not top chat, because if you have it on top chat, you'll miss things. Trust me, I've done it 1,000,001 times. But Twin Mama said to you, let's see, let's scroll up. Let me scroll up and read it to you. She said, "Oh, shit, Raditha. Oh, you know what? It might have blocked. Let me see if it did. No, it didn't do withheld because I got that where that's yeah. I see both comments. So yeah, they're up there. They're there, Miss Twin Mama. Just saying. I was making sure your comment didn't get taken out by YouTube because you know YouTube be like that sometimes. You gotta misspell curse words. But no, they didn't take you out. They didn't take you out. You know, I thought they might have done it. But they didn't do it. So I was checking though. But I'm fixing to get off here. I'm probably gonna go try to take a nap. So if you don't see me, just know it's that. I'm extremely tired right now and I don't even know why. I am gonna have to when I go to see my doctor this month, I might have to get my blood work done again. I don't know if y'all know this, but last time I had my blood work done, my white cell count was up a little bit. So I got to keep an eye on that. And I just been real tired. I don't know if it's because I'm not getting enough sleep because the puppy keeping me awake or what's going on, you know. So because I did wake up like 3 times during the middle of the night because, you know, puppy. So you know, I'm just really tired right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice. I don't know if y'all can feel it through me, but y'all know I'm normally a bubbly, uppy, and all this other stuff, and just tired. So I'm gonna try to take a nap. I want to tell y'all how much I love you and appreciate you, and I care about every single one of you. And I know some of y'all are fighting right now, and just note that I'm not gonna add to the beef. Not gonna be a part of it. I'm just going to love y'all. I'm going to see every damn one of y'all's chats, and I'm going to give you the biggest hug you can get. That is true, Twin Mama. It could be where my ADHD just went, woo, and then came down. It could be making it do that. because sometimes with my ADHD, that's why I'm medicated. To tell you the truth, is it keeps me level and I'm able to have energy and I'm able to have things. But when my ADHD acts up like that, I'm like a freaking crackhead. Like people don't understand. It really bothers me. My ADHD actually makes me want to cry sometimes because imagine that you have the intelligence, right? Imagine that you have the emotional stability and imagine not being able to control that. And it's like you're a damn crackhead and you've never done drugs a day in your life. I have never done drugs a day in my life. But I can only imagine what someone who actually has done drugs feels like if that's what it feels like. I don't know how it feels because obviously I've never done it, right? But when the ADHD gets to acting up real bad, I hate the way it makes me feel. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I do not like the way that it makes me feel. I don't like the way I'm perceived when people see me in an extreme ADHD moment. Um, I don't like it, and I don't like the fact that I wish that people didn't have to deal with those situations. But hey, it happens. It's part of life. I've had my ADHD since I was little, so yes, I have learned how to um, deal with it over the years, but sometimes I get tired of dealing with it. I get tired of having to cope with it every damn day. Like I just want it to go away. Like some days I just want to be normal like other people. So that's just how it's part of it, And with my ADHD, it'll be zoom, zoom, zoom 1 minute, and then woo the next, and it's just like all my energy got taken from me at one time, every bit of it, like it's gone. I don't have no more, and then it's constant. You know what I mean? And you're like, I don't want to deal with this every day. But I don't let it get me down. I don't let it take away from real life. I just deal with it, move forward. I have my moments, and then I'm done with it. Right? You know. But sometimes ADHD is a entire bitch, and I know that anybody that has to deal with anxiety, depression, any mental health, um, anything, right? Nobody wants to have to deal with that, and everybody wish they didn't have to. But each one of us to each their own. Like if you have a pain disorder, a physical ailment, nobody wants it, but we learn how to deal with it. We learn how to live and keep moving forward, and that's all we can do, right? But I just want to tell y'all how much that I appreciate every single one of you, and I want to send y'all all the love. And I'm going to try my very best to be there for everyone during every part. I'm only one human, but hey, I can try, can't I? Much love, all you beautiful people. I will see y'all on these streets later. I don't know who's going live next. If anybody knows of any of that, please let me know. I'm just gonna actually look on the live list and see who's live right quick so I can tell y'all. I know some of y'all don't know Mr. MRE is live right now with Rocco and Grump Talk. So Rocco's having a live right now. Y'all know I love the puppy Rocco. Court TV, VS Icon is live. Uh, VS Iconic, so she's live on both of her pages right now. King Duke Pharaoh, if y'all don't VSI podcast, which is one of VS's other channels, so she's live on all three right now. Ronnie IQ is live. The Wives Man SD, Miss Callie's Kitchen is live. Auntie Fee About the Facts is live. Aaron Wild's Out TV is live. Court TV is also live. So I was just letting y'all know. If anybody else is going to go live, let me know. Yes, MRE, Mr. MRE is live right now. Let me get Mr. MRE's live link right quick so y'all can go watch the puppy dog and all that stuff. And let me share this out right quick so y'all can watch the puppy dog, because y'all know I love the puppy dog streams. And y'all have a great day and much love. Miss Catherine, coffee really don't affect nor does it take away from ADHD at all for me. I just like drinking coffee. To tell you the truth, it don't help me wake up, nor does it help me. In fact, sometimes it has the polar opposite effect. It makes me sleepy. But I love y'all all so very much. Huggies. Love you. Bye.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this with the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, checking seat banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be stanging round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking round 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments from OG standing back there by 60 deep. Boom walking, Charles Blue, a big Anthony Hughes and P.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my